Marshmallow Fanboy back with another action figure review. This time I am opening 3 versions of the action figure Stalker from G.I. Joe. I got a 25th anniversary from my comic book store, my local comic book store, and the guy was $25. He was in with a bunch of figures that somebody had turned in, and I already have him open, but I figured it'd be nice to open him and compare him to the retro one. And then about the time that I was thinking about it, the 6-inch classified series figure came in. So I anticipate the 6-inch figure will be the most different. But hey, let's keep an open mind. First, let's go over the 2 3 3/4 inch figures. Now, when the 25th anniversary came out, I was really excited about the retooling of the figures because you have to admit that the vintage ones are sweet, but they were very simple. Very simple. And these are a lot more complicated, a lot more articulation, a lot more detail, a lot of stuff to it. And the retro, I thought, was probably going to be just like the 25th anniversary figures. But you can see there's quite a bit of retooling. You can see that the face is a little bit wider. The head is a little bit bigger. The figure itself looks a little bit taller. We'll see if that's true. The grenades on the belt of the 25th anniversary one are painted. The retro, not so much. The retro figure, the Walmart exclusive retro figure, has that accurate sort of submachine gun that he had with the original figure. Then this one has this sort of submachine gun, which is above here in the package. He comes with a sidearm and a knife in the 25th anniversary, and he comes with the sidearm and a knife in this also. Looks like they are the same. The knife looks longer on the 25th anniversary than it does on the retro. And yeah, I don't see the original submachine gun in the 25th anniversary package, and I don't remember it having it. But they both have action figure stands. Both of them say Sergeant Stalker. The 25th anniversary says code name Sergeant Stalker. So that's nice. And of course, the 25th anniversary figures at first had that nice sort of silver shine to it. And of course, the logo, the 25th anniversary logo. The file card on these was exactly like the old file cards. It had all of the information on it. Yeah, I think this was Wave 1 or Wave 2. It couldn't have been. Wave 1 had the camouflage storm shadow in it. I think we had to wait a while for a shipwreck. So I'm not sure what wave that is, but it was not in the first wave. The new one, the retro card, has the multilingual pack, or the multilingual file card rather. So not exactly like the other one, but the art is the artwork from the front of the card. In the front of the card, the artwork sort of, I prefer this one. I think it hews closer to the original with the original submachine gun and everything. And this one sort of, the head is thinner, the head is kind of smaller and looks kind of disproportionate. And the figure's not as large and prominent on this one as it is on the retro card. But when this came out, it was this or spending a ton of money on vintage figures, which fortunately I already had. So I'm very happy with the vintage figures. But I was super excited to get the 25th anniversary in hand. And likewise, when they announced the Walmart exclusive retros, I was very excited to get the Walmart exclusive retros. I'm real excited because I haven't compared any of the other figures to the 25th anniversary figure. So I'm going to do that first with Stalker. Stalker is one of my favorite characters. He was one of the original 12 figures. I think there were figures like Hawk and Short Fuse and Bazooka who were all dressed similarly. They all had green. They had different belts and things, different details, but they were all essentially the same. But Stalker had the camouflage. Snake Eyes had the all black. I think Flash came out that first 12, he had the red pads, and Scarlet was purple and yellow, and didn't have anything that looked like military gear. She had throwing stars, she had a crossbow, and it was really different. And Stalker was one of the ones that was really different. And yeah, so that's probably enough talk. The artwork on the front, artwork on the side, that's really cool. The unlike the Star Wars figures, I don't think you can line these up and they make anything, except for Tomex and Zaymot. You can do them back to back and they look really cool together. They make a complete puzzle picture. Yeah, so that is enough talk. That is enough talk about the artwork and everything else. So let us dig in and take a closer look. Okay, now that all three are out of the pack, let's take a closer look. First, let's take a look at the file size, or the file card size of the 25th anniversary, which lines up really nice with the original figures. And this one from the retro is larger and it is longer than the original file card. Plus, of course, the originals had that kind of that high tab, so it was meant to go in a box where you can kind of flip through the file tabs. And this one, it's more subtle, it's more square. I don't hate it. I'm still going to cut them all out. I just would have preferred them to be more like the original, but I get that they were releasing them for a lot of different countries. So this, of course, is our G.I. Joe Classified Series Stalker. This one is the 25th anniversary Stalker, and this one is the G.I. Joe Retro Walmart exclusive Stalker. So let me start with remove some of the accessories here. Start with some of the differences between the 25th anniversary and the retro. Let me stand him all the way up. And as I suspected, the retro one is a little bit taller than the 25th anniversary one. That's nice already. Second, the camo pattern on the... Let me back the light up just a little bit so I can get a better look. The camo pattern is really nice and really sharp. The camo pattern doesn't pop as well as the retro figure does. And I think that when it came to the retro figure, this hues closer to the original Stalker figure. Like the bright greens and the light green and the size of the pattern match up with that very first release of the figure. Much better than this. This was an update, and I appreciate it, just like I do on the G.I. Joe Classified figure. Super cool. But this is easily my favorite 3 3/4 one, is the retro one. The face looks good. Of course, he's just, he's a made-up character, so I can't really tell you about the license, but he comes with a submachine gun that he came with when he was first released in the 80s. Super cool, and it tried to capture the camo pattern and the colors of the original, and I really appreciated that. On the retro figure, there's a place to put the knife and a place to put the pistol, and on retro Stalker, there's no place to put the knife, and he comes with a gun, or it's still a submachine gun, I believe. And that's cool, but that's kind of on the side. The figure stands are pretty standard. Both of them have the raised G.I. Joe on it. One says code name Sergeant Stalker, one says Sergeant Stalker. I think that's a good change. We don't need code name in front of everything. We know it's a code name. Although, admittedly, when I got these, and they were the 25th anniversary figures, I was like, that's awesome! So let me take this submachine gun out of 25th anniversary Stalker's hand and show you what he's got going on. He's got the gun holster, that gun holster is pretty enormous for the size of the pistol that goes in it. The pistol's that size, and it's just it kind of engulfs it. And then the knife goes in there, and that's nice. The knife out. It blocks a little bit of the articulation. When I had him posed, when I turned the camera on, the hilt of the knife was bending out a little bit. So let me get that out. And that over there. So he has the beret. Really nice deco. I like the painted details on the harness. And I like that he has a place to put the knife. He doesn't on the retro Walmart exclusive. Let's check him out. Let's see. He looks straight ahead. He doesn't look up, but he does look down a little bit. Just a little bit. Arms go all the way around. So he's got ball joints that go, wow, that's a wingspan. It's really nice. He's got a bend at the elbow. Let's see if I can back that up. So a bend at the elbow. He has a waist that twists. Oh no, he's got a center separation right under his rib cage. Just like a 6-inch figure would. And maybe that's where the precursor of the 6 inches came from. Was their hyper-articulated small figures. So, ball joint for the legs. Let's see. No thigh swivel on 25th anniversary. No knee swivel on 25th anniversary. It is double hinge though. So you get a lot of range of motion there. And for the feet, you do get a hinge, but I don't think. No, there's no swivel, just a hinge, but still just a really solid figure. The 25th anniversary figures, I really looked forward to getting them, and I was really happy to have them. They're just really nice figures. Let's see, is that me or is that blurry? There we go. Sorry about that. So that is the 25th anniversary Stalker. Let me take Retro Stalker off the off there. Let me see. I guess it's not a lot different. Gosh, that's like a 1/4 of an inch different. He's taller. He's also a little bit thicker, like in the arms and the legs. He's more substantial. That's been some of my problem with some of the figures from like Haya and things, is that the limbs seem very tiny. And so do the Star Wars Vintage Collection. Whenever there's a figure, they just seem too unsubstantial, very, very thin. So this is the Stalker from the Retro series, from Walmart's Retro series. I was looking very forward to it, and I still am. A lot of paint detail that is on the 25th anniversary figure is not on the 25th, or sorry, on the Retro figure, which is fine. I just would have preferred it. There's no knife holster on the Retro figure, so nowhere to put the knife. He sort of has to hold it. I'm okay with that. The holster is a little bit smaller. You can see the holster is much smaller. Let's see if I can get that to focus. Yeah, the holster is a lot smaller. The details are great, but you know, not painted, but looks just like it. There's the grenade and everything else. The hat does not have the red mark like the 25th anniversary does, and that's okay. It does, like I said, it looks more like the original figure than the 25th anniversary figure does. So let's take a look. Let's see. Did they fix the head up and down? Not really. He looks straight ahead. He looks down a little. He's got the mid-torso crunch there. Let me see if he has a waist twist. He does. He has a waist twist, which is hidden by the belt. Which is nice. Let me... Ooh, this manual focus is nice. I didn't know that existed until just now. That'll make videos a little bit better. Not a lot better, but a little bit better. So, wingspan out to there. And, let's see. No butterfly joints on a small figure. But, oh, he has a elbow swivel. So we've taken care of that. Let's see. How far does he bend? About like that. So that's an acute angle. Let's see. An acute angle. And let's see. Ball joints for the legs. And that's quite a bit of improvement over the 25th anniversary figure. The ball joints didn't give you much spread. I don't see much need for Stalker to do the splits, but if he had to, it's nice to know that he can. For, you know, tactical reasons. So, see here, his, there's no thigh swivel. I thought that was kind of a thigh swivel. There it is. There it is. I see it on the other leg. Oh, it just popped a little. But there is a thigh swivel on there. And let's see. Double knees. That's a lot of range of motion. See, and hinge. Hinge, yes. On the feet, there's a hinge. And let's see if there's a rocker. There's a little bit of a rocker. Mostly getting him into that kind of position and not so. Oh, there it goes. Oh my gosh. It's broken. Just kidding. It's not broken. But that's a lot of range of motion for retro Stalker. So if you're asking and you weren't, I would love for this line to continue. I'd love to have more retro series figures that Hasbro took another crack at. You can kind of see, let's see if I can get that to focus, and you can see that there's a texture on the new one that just isn't on the old one. It just looks like they redid the torsos. They redid the sculpting for everything. You know, the accessory might be the same. That grenade looks small on Retro Stalker. It looks large. It could be just because it's painted. I'm not absolutely sure. But there is texture on it. There is a big point of difference between the Retro series and the 25th anniversary series. A lot of great tooling. Problem with manual focus is I have to keep adjusting the focus. Or hit the autofocus and let that take care. Okay. So, the thing I've been waiting for since I ordered it, my God, I want to say last year, but you know, it is October now. I'm not sure when this will go out, but it's been forever. First, the color scheme is muted, which is good. I mean, if you're bringing this into current world, you wouldn't have bright, loud, you know, bright green and light green colors. You'd have this, and they are trying to get it to kind of tell a story. And it's kind of an urban warfare story, according to some of their product shots. So let's go through some of the accessories the Stalker comes with. Comes with the knife. I put it in his hand instead of the holster, so I just wanted him to have something else to hold. But it can go in the holster really nicely. And I don't need it to go in the holster right now. Also, he comes with this in one of his little holsters. Let me take the submachine gun out of his hand. Submachine gun was kind of a pain. This piece comes separate. So what you got is this piece has to go into here, and it's a little bit of a struggle to line it up. And I didn't want to press too hard and break it or anything, but that submachine gun is, I'm going to say G1, because that's how you refer to a Transformer who's first generation. But yeah, that is first generation submachine gun for Stalker. And I call it submachine gun because alongside the packages on the original figures, it used to say what the accessories were. And that was kind of cool. So I was taking this out. I'm not sure what this is. I couldn't figure out if I'm supposed to put this inside something, or if it's just maybe a detonator or something. It looks like it's supposed to go into something, but I couldn't find any place to put that in. But I did find a convenient place to put it on the figure, which was here next to the pistol. And I thought maybe it was a extended magazine for the gun. But on the underside of the gun, there's no hole there. Oh, is that a gun on camera? No, it's just still an indentation. It's an indentation. So pistol goes into the holster. I didn't have to put that together at all. That was nice. He has the beret, and let me turn that back to autofocus. He has the beret, which is really cool. It doesn't have the red bit, but it has a more accurate gold, yellow gold sort of color. And I'm assuming it's accurate. They've tried to up their game at Hasbro and do something that was really sort of more accurate. So let's see. Let's take the shotgun out. I had to. Well, it's not a shotgun. It's like machine gun. I had to put this piece in separately. This piece kind of comes separate, and you plug it underneath, and the bullets feed in there. Or I might have been able to mount it the other way and put it, because it looks like there's a feed right on the other side too. So maybe it wouldn't have made much difference. I put this in the holster, but if you wanted to put the submachine gun in the holster, you just have to remove this clip, and you can put it all the way into the holster. And as a bonus, when I was trying to figure out where this clip went, there's a place on the backpack for it. So I'll show you the backpack. Of course, it has the big opening for the weapon, but there's this smaller opening for the submachine gun's clip, because I had that in there earlier. Let me take the scarf off. It just goes right over his head, unless his head comes off. But I put it on him without taking the head off. Doesn't look like I'm going to have that success again, so I will take his head off. Take the scarf off. The scarf's very cool. Has some layering. I liked putting it on because the his harness kind of sort of bulged out a little bit. It wasn't on there sort of correct. It's a nice snap. And his head is just a little bit loose. Just a little bit loose. But the straps here were kind of bulging out. And putting the scarf on helped flatten them out. Also, putting the backpack on, like on all of the classified figures, you have to line up the top layer of whatever they're wearing with the hole underneath. So what I mean is that the harness kind of rides up, and you have to sort of squish it down a little bit to get the hole to line up. And there's the hole. So you just have to get the alignment right to get that in there. Once I pulled this down, the harness sat correctly because it was pulling down on it, and it was holding it in place. And that's a really nice touch. So let's go through Stalker. First, let's start with the head. Let's see if he has a joint at the bottom of the neck. No. Okay. So he looks down a little bit. Looks up pretty good. When I did that, it seemed like his neck moved. Is that my imagination? Is his neck moving? I think his neck is moving a little. I think his neck moves. Not absolutely sure, but I think I'm getting some movement from that neck. Anyway, let's see. See his wingspan. Let's stretch him out a little bit. He's got butterfly joints. His wingspan comes out to about there. Probably a little bit more with the butterfly joints, but I don't want to abuse them. But you can see the butterfly joint there. Let's see here. Head goes, of course, all the way around. Arms go all the way around. He has the bicep swivel. He has double elbows. His hand rotates, and I don't know if it has a hinge. Yes, there is a hinge on there. So you can adjust the grip with the hinge. He's got he's got a crunch. He's got an ab crunch and a waist that twists. Let's see, ball joints for the legs. Let's see if I can get the thigh swivel. Yep, thigh swivel. Thigh swivel works great. See, double knees. Enough to kick his butt. Excellent. And the hinge and a swivel. Yes, swivels a little bit. Oh, it swivels good once you break it in. So yeah, this is a super sad pose to leave Stalker in, but just a really amazing figure. I'm happy to have it. And, of course, the 25th anniversary figure and the Walmart exclusive retro card, or retro Stalker. So that's it. So until next time, enjoy your toys.